I haven't worked at a major record company since 2004 with Interscope and Shady, but Interscope had brought me in too. But after that, it was always been independent. It's G Unit. It was Red Music, which was independent out of an independent division from Sony, and then there was when we merged into the Orchard, which is a distro center with a bunch of independents. To me, I couldn't tell you what the climate is today as far as the major goes, because I haven't been in it in so long. I think the future of the music business for me is gonna be bigger partnerships. Music business wants to stay in business. They want to make millions of dollars, and the artists are getting smarter. The smart ones, the people that have the right team around them, the people that's not just looking for, oh, let me just go in there, get a check and sign a 20 album deal, and the next thing you know, you can't go nowhere. I think the people that want to do smart business is going to end up doing business with a major who's into them the same way that independent is looking for a big opportunity. Because at the end of the day, we could be independent all day, but you also ain't going to be the biggest artist in the world being independent. You're going to need a major to take a career to the next level, at least globally. You know what I mean? Rima stands on its own. It's like a record company there. They're independent, but they have a team in there that's amazing. So when I see artists that's independent and they're doing the same thing for 10 years, they've never gotten a record play. Yeah, they sell records, they have a tour. But if the artist himself is saying, damn, man, I'm great. Like, I don't understand why I'm not on these award shows. I'm not nominated for this. I'm not in these trade magazines. I'm not in these stories going, these headlines. You're going to need the support of a major label. And I'm not against that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what your goal is as being an artist, you want to be an icon in this business and you want to be taken serious, then you go for it. But if you want to be independent and nobody tells you what to do and you put out records and whether they succeed or they don't, you don't care and you just keep going, I respect that too. But it's really about what you want. So I just think in the future of record companies and independents, there's going to be a meeting ground there where this is what I want. Can you provide? If not, then contract can be up and let's move on to the next thing. Let's not waste time. What I do remember from that moment of physical product turning into digital, physical music product turning into a download. Like, first and foremost, I already knew something was going in that direction just based on how I was sending music out in 2002 and 2003, starting to send music out just through an MP3 to a DJ that's on another side of the world, and he's getting a record in less than 2 minutes. Between me sending it to him and him downloading it. So I already knew something was getting ready to gear up and happen. I didn't know to what magnitude. I think Napster was out at the time. During that time, they was starting to make some noise. I just didn't know. I think what closed it out for me was when the iPods came out. Wait, I can buy this Apple iPod and load it up with 1,000 records. I think the first one was 1,000 records. I could load it up with 1,000 records. I don't have to carry CDs no more. And my personal preference, and even in the car, I can plug it up and just play my 1,000 records there. At the same time, the iTunes store opened up right as the iPod was. Well, the iPod came out first, and you was able to put music physically from a CD through a computer. But then after that, the iTunes store opened up. And when I saw the iTunes store open up, and I believe the first weekend, I don't think every record company was signed up. I think it was Warner first, and then somebody else came behind that. And it was like, wow, the first weekend Apple made this amount of, iTunes made this amount of money. And I was just like, that's where it's going. How long is it going to take? You know, because remember, we're in the meetings and music meeting you was in, as far as retail goes, it was all about Target, Circuit City, Best Buy, physical CDs, J&R Music World, Tower Records. There was a couple Coconuts, a couple other big retail stores, and iTunes was never being mentioned even as it opened up. So eventually, during the years, now you start seeing iTunes being brought into the picture. Then the Spotify thing is coming into the picture. Then Amazon Music is coming into it. And by the time you know it, they were saying, well, Best Buy is going to stop selling CDs by the end of this year. And Target is going to follow. And so the wave of digital coming in, streaming coming in, well, not even streaming, but it was just digital downloads coming in as a store, and physical going down. I was in the middle of that and seeing. And the most important thing for me at the time was like the climate's really about to change. I better gear up because there's gonna be a lot of job losses. Well, I think where the music business is at right now is a real it's a weird space because we're seeing everything that's going on with Universal and Sony and there's job losses there, a lot of job losses. A lot of my friends are out of work right now. When I see that, I also see, okay, well then what's getting ready to happen? What do I think is going to happen at least in the next 2 years? And how I look at it is, if you in this music business and you don't have a gauge of what the culture is doing and what I said before in the earlier part of this interview, you have to be on top of the culture, man, no matter what. I mean, if you work urban music, you have to know it from top to bottom. If it's an artist you're working with or you're not working with. There's a lot of times I'll speak to a DJ just asking them, hey, man, what record you're playing? And the DJ asks me the question right back, what record you're feeling right now? And it might not be a record I'm working because I already had the conversation with them about the records I'm working. But as a fan, I'll speak about other things going on and they'll tell me, damn, bro, you like that? Like, I didn't think you would like a record like that. I'm like, nah, bro, that record is hard. You got to go listen to it again, and that's being on top of the culture. It's not a disrespect to the business you're in that you're talking about a competitor, but you want to see what other things are going because you might have to follow suit to a certain level of what they're doing and vice versa. They might have to follow suit on what we're doing on our side. So if you're not on top of the game, on top of this culture, your days is numbered. I mean, for me, where hip hop and rap is going, I feel like it's been there. It's the Wild Wild West, and I just say that sonically, it's the Wild Wild West because almost everybody who's got a hot record right now, they all to an extent sound different from each other. Some of them may not. Some people be like, oh, that's underground hip hop. Some people be like, nah, that's backpack hip hop. Some people be like, nah, that's acid hip hop. Some people know that's drill hip hop. It's so much different versions of hip hop out here. You almost got an audience for every version that's out here. A lot of people, I'm having conversations about Suicide Boys and people, there's still a lot of people that don't know about them. And I'm like, Suicide Boys is the number one independent group of 2023 in sales and touring. And not a person may not even know one record on them that I speak to. And then there's another group of people that I do speak to. It's like, yo, Suicide Boys is the shit. So that's, again, there's a different space they're in, but it's rap music. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing with Ice Spice. Different space she's in, but it's rap music. Same thing with Sexy Red. Same thing with Benny the Butcher, Griselda. Like, it's like, I almost look at it like there's 9 formats within in our genre of rap. You know what I mean? And that's not including, the R&B singing type of rap, but there's a bunch of them and they all play a different part. What's up, man? Money Nels, and I am a culture builder.